Everybody is ready here. Map 2, second semifinals, DreamHack Masters Las Vegas between North and SK Gaming. You better get ready, better get your friends involved. And if you're already watching, and if you've been watching all day, you've got to stick with us. I know it's getting slightly late in Europe, but the grand final's still coming up. And it's going to be VP against either one of these two teams.
Listen, so it's just like you were a kid. You weren't feeling like going to school. Pretend that you're sick. Call in sick. There you go. You're going to stay up and you're going to watch these games because these are going to be monster. But already, SK, 3 players in underclass, and they're ready for it. Config went aggressive for a peek, and he gets punished. There's the opening that SK need.
Config, Cajun has to get this kill. Otherwise, he's going to get sandwiched in, and he's getting overwhelmed. 2 angles, a bit too much to work with. MSL with a good refrag brings it into a 3-on-3, and that's easy. Interesting. The bomb is now dropped at top mid, and actually North have all the time in the world, but I'm not sure they're realizing it. They probably think that the bomb is on its way there. I don't think they even see it yet. Fur, quick tap there to take down MSL, and now all on AZ. 1-on-3. They've got more than a minute.
And all the time, but the bomb is dropped mid. He's been spotted, looking for the fight point blank. He's going to get the drive-by. Can he get the second one? Calmly clicking away, but he eventually runs out of bullets. That's usually how it goes. And Taco's there to hit the headshot. Pistol round win now for SK Gaming. And well, this is painful, Anders, because they haven't won a pistol yet, North. You gotta win a pistol. I mean, well, Australia showed us in the groups that they didn't really need to. They could still just stomp everybody, but it does help.
It's gonna give the SK team 3 UMPs, 2 AKs, so really not leaving much to chance. I much prefer this than the 5 UMP buy. And not that much armor, in fact, only on Magisk, so this should be, I think, a comfortable round going into this one for SK Gaming.
Patience, and again, similar situation here, and it seems like this is going to be the new strategy, or at least the way that they're going to approach things, North, is that they don't really invest in the Kevlar. Shot in the back cage, and that's unfortunate, but he did pick up 1 kill, so that's a bonus $300 in his pocket. And when you're talking about the guy who's saving for the AWP, every dollar matters, every dollar counts.
1 versus 4. And Magisk could maybe get a fun flank in. Obviously, as soon as he does even fire that pistol, they're going to know exactly where he's coming from. So more than stealing a rifle is definitely not going to happen. They're really delaying this bomb plant, SK. I mean, you'd think they wouldn't be under really any pressure in a round like this, but you can tell that they are a bit paranoid that someone's hiding in a corner or that they're just going to lose even more rifles.
They're not leaving anything up to chance. They're going up against a guy who's named Magic after all. Anything is possible. All right, we'll see. P250, Kevlar, and he's hearing the footsteps of Phelps at top mid Magisk, but the only problem is he's about to get flanked by Fallen. Although it looks like Fallen isn't taking the risk. Yeah, eventually they're going to move around, and there we go. Fallen with the headshot. No helmet there for Magisk. No way to mitigate that damage. The UMP picks up the kill. Fallen a bonus $600 in his pocket. And the second round on the board here for SK Gaming.
Peculiarly slow round coming out of SK. Just feel like they were really overthinking that. But you can't really blame them. At this point, you know you're just 1 map away from winning it. So don't leave anything to chance. Now they're playing against even worse pistols and no armor at all for North here. And this time, they're going to go quick. I'm liking this. Fur with the charge in. Does get caught by Magisk, but still shouldn't be a big problem here for the rest of SK to follow up on it. And in fact, for the smoke, I guess coldzera doesn't even need to see the people he's shooting at. 3rd kill coming in there, taking down Magisk. Quad kill for coldzera. And obviously, it's pretty good at this map too.
Interesting. Cajun not going for the AWP. Just M4s across the board here. They do have some nades. They have the incendiaries. They have 2 kits as well. So North fairly well equipped, all things considered. We're seeing more of a mix from SK Gaming this time around. The UMPs and the AKs. The short smoke goes down. Config not really going to get too much luck there through the smoke.
But look how quick coldzera is. This is madness. He's already in connector. Very hard for them to realize this. It's incredibly uncommon that someone would be here this early on in the round. The question is, did they hear them, or did the sound of all those grenades going in cover it? Phelps is the first to go down to AZ. That's good news for North, but I still think coldzera can wreck this whole round for them.
Yeah, the only issue exactly is Config. And with that smoke going down, that was SK who threw that smoke. And so Config has to be wary. What a shot from Cold.
He must have not had head armor, Config. He went down immediately.
But that's insane. And how frustrating is that going to be for Config when you know you had the read, you sensed that something was up, and still cold kills you?
The Molotovs that they have can easily get rid of Magus' position, so I'm kind of glad that he's actually walking out, but very careful. Falls back into shadow. He's got a little bit of backup in the bomb site, but not for long. Cajun goes down. Now Magus, the only one holding on to the side. He's going to get a good spray and goes for the headshot on Taco. Somehow he's still alive. 6 bullets left. He can't take down Fallen, but it is 2-on-2. And the bomb, they're not going to commit to taking it over. They don't know if they have enough control to run in and plant it.
Exactly. But AZ, that bought time. Magus putting up that fight. AZ is now in CT. And with MSL covering courtyard, they're a little limited here, SK Gaming, on where they can safely plant this bomb. Fur has to get in here and create some space for his teammate. So it's exactly what he's looking to achieve. He's got the full HP, no flash, but he does have a Molotov. Only thing is it going to happen? And yes, it will. Fur with the spray. They can plant default in the meantime. Now it's on MSL, 1v2, the retake, the dream.
Gotta be careful with that jump, but now MSL is out in the open. If they spot him here, they're just gonna double peek him at the same time. They don't really have to wait for him to walk in. He doesn't see it. Oh no! The 4x3 curse, is that it?
Yeah.
Because we suddenly saw that this aspect ratio didn't look like MSL did. 4-0 the scoreline here as SK pick up the first rifle around the north had. And look, they wouldn't even have been in this round if not for Magus' double kill here. This is just incredible. And then also, I wonder what would have happened if Conflict had had the head armor.
If he'd have had the head armor, exactly. But that's going to be the gamble every single time for North. Now SK Gaming, they're at 4-0. North going into the next round, it's going to be the most important one, because if they cannot succeed in getting a full buy and a win on the board, it's always going to be a question of economy. It's always going to be a question of where do I skimp, where do I cut corners.
I think AZ is going to feel even just slightly outplayed, boosting up in the box, and there's a guy on the other side of the railing there. Still, they've traded kills early on here, and Config was very aggressive, pushing all the way, I think, into the underpass there. And SK just slowing it down. No reason not to. This is a great start.
They're going to wind up on A. It's going to be the same sort of situation. What? What? Well, that sucks.
Hey, at least it wasn't an HC grenade he dropped at his feet, right? MSL in a 1-on-4. He wanted to just say, look, take the rifle. I am not going to make it out of here. And obviously, he was going to get shot anyway. They just wanted to make sure the rifle didn't get dropped in the corner. Good headshot for MSL. That was actually just hilarious. He's looking for more. Cold Zero walking in. Could have been good. It could have caused some damage to the SK economy, but a 5-0 lead. And now the AWP is there for Cajun. This is a very worrisome start for the Danes. Oh my god.
All right, here's the buy now. I'm curious, where's Cajun? Cajun's going mid. All three of them going mid. What was that? Some team damage going in, unfortunately, but that was way too slow. Had somebody been at top mid, that could get nasty for Cajun. He's going to get peeked in underpass, however, already falling back to connector. Little worrisome for his teammates. They do not want to get sandwiched in at mid.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't continue with the aggression there. Cajun can just hold on to powers all day with that AWP, and when he's got two teammates in his back that are looking top mid, what's the issue? Well, for Config, it's the bullet in his head. Cold Zero has gone down in trade. At least Magus picks that one up, but again, here's the boost in window. This worked so well against Na'Vi, and again, Phelps coming in. The spray is in, he takes down Cajun. This is the lesson that North needed to learn, and SK, they make it work one more time. Now Magus is on the bomb site, hiding way in the back. Last time he did a great job. This time he's going to have to do it even better, and they're wrapping around. He tries to go for the headshot, actually does get it, but not enough for the kill. All on MSL. He's flashed at the moment. Can he hear Fallen running in with the bomb? There it is. Dropped. Spray come in. It's going to be another kill for MSL, and now 45 seconds against Phelps, who has 15 health.
He hasn't the faintest idea, however, that Phelps is to his right, and so this is where MSL starts to wonder. Exactly, he's starting to question things. 35 seconds left. Is he sure of it? MSL. This is all on the information, and because there's so much time that's gone by, he has no idea where Phelps is playing from now. But with so much time on this clock, as soon as this bomb gets planted, he's right in the middle, MSL. He can rotate either way, but he knows that he dropped the bomb on A, and so he's going to be right on top of Phelps immediately.
He has the Molotov.
Exactly, he has the single Molotov as well.
Gonna go for it. It's just shot the 1-on-3 for MSL. We've been joking quite a bit about it, but he has really stepped up his individual level. 5 kills overall for him. That is the first round that North put on the board here on Mirage, and what a way to get it.
The nightmare scenario now for North is that they lose this round. What they needed was a dominant win. They needed to just completely shut down SK Gaming, keep 4 players alive, really start to develop an economy, or at least that safety net. Now they're spending everything again. SK Gaming, naturally, they had the money for a full buy. But if North get reset here, this is going to turn into a nightmare first half for them. Oh, the missed smoke. AZ's got a chance here.
Never a good thing. Fallen, trying for the flick, but doesn't really get it. The bomb is all the way back at the B hallway, so no indication, no sign at all that SK want to go quick with this one. Again, this boost we've seen, but usually for window, not so much for the connectors. That's an interesting variation.
Cold has been watching Guardian. Guardian's like, hey, my boy. That boost, it's clever stuff. Guardian was trying to make it work yesterday with the AWP. And Phelps on short. There's the smoke. They get it right this time, but they had to commit 2 smokes to smoking off one part of the map. That's a little bit frustrating. Magisk, in the meantime, will push Taco, who was not in apartments, not in Palace. That's a change.
4 men stacked in the middle. Again, they make the jump over. Phelps getting ready to get in the window, and North have to pick up on this. AC is on the other side, so if he can win that fight, then this round should crumble. There's a good peek coming in from Cage, and he was certainly ready for that. And AZ is just patiently waiting here. Again, he has such a big chance. If you try and get through that window, your gun barrel is always going to show before you get in. But Cold making the jump down with the AK. Had the angle. That could have worked out. Now Conflict's there on the other side. Going to get crab walked by Fur. And Phelps is now in window again. 2 versus 3. The Molotov up there to block out Magisk. Can they get the bomb plant in time? They should be able to.
Exactly, because Fur's going to take point on CT. Actually, they're just going to charge right in. 17 seconds left. Playing with fire. Cajun finds the kill on Fur, and it's just not going to be possible. Phelps, shot in the back. No, Cajun robs him. Maggie's looking for the shot, but it's not going to happen for him. And that is a 2nd round on the board here for North, and they do a bit better this time around. 3 players surviving means that they get to drop some guns and stretch that money. SK Gaming still with the bank to buy. But North showing us what they're capable of here. There was a real chance that they could get reset, and it would just be a disaster. Now that they're chaining rounds together, they're putting SK Gaming on notice, and SK Gaming are going to have to start changing up their strats. Because they've only gone A so far.
Oh, Molotov also fails. Gets cancelled out by the smoke, so they're still in the connector, ready and waiting. Last time Config didn't really get to do anything from this position. In fact, I think it was either Phelps or Foe who took him down with just a single bullet, but this time it works the other way. The FAMAS comes out on top, and Cajun taking down Phelps, and now definitely time to retreat if you're on the north side here.
A lot is riding on Fallen at this point, but he's going to commit with the bomb. This is all or nothing. The Hail Mary from Fallen. As the smoke clears, free kill on Config. Does he realize somebody is in jungle? He's going to commit the Molotov to it. In the meantime, his teammate, exactly, Taco, pushing out from Palace. Magus was ready for it, though. Fallen long range, not going to find the kill. 16 HP left on Magus, but Cold Zera still alive in a 1v4, and you can never count this guy out. 1 shot, he knows where Magus is playing from as well. Needed to figure out where the other 2 were coming from, and unfortunately for him, the timing doesn't work. AZ there to close it out for North, and a 3rd round on the board. 3 rounds in a row. 3 players survive. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
One hopes every day. Every single day. I have dreams about that.
Are you still following that Twitter account that just keeps tweeting no?
It's a great Twitter account. 9th round is coming in here, and SK going for the half buy in this round. They haven't got so many bomb plants in the last couple of rounds here, so you can't really blame them for just trying it here. Could go for a B rush. They certainly have the flashbangs for it. I think I would like to see this. This is always a fun strat to watch.
Fun. Just because. All right, but we'll get into that next. But this is definitely looking good for MSL. He is able to at least do a lot of damage there, and AZ's going to back him up. Bomb dropped in B apartments as well, so you have the rotation. Config making his way through kitchen. AZ with the headshot on Cold Zera, and Phelps, the last man alive, caught in a bit of a tight spot.
Does eventually get the kill on Magisk after having essentially a free chance to do that. He's going to run for the gun, and Cajun saw that coming. So ultimately not that much out of the round. They couldn't really account for it. They only had 3 flashbangs, so they gambled on the idea that no one was holding close. But obviously, if you use all the flashbangs to clear out all the close corners, you're not going to get into the bomb site. So 4 for 5 here, and 10th round coming up. The money is slowly starting to build for North. It's not exactly great, but They've got more than SK have.
They do. There we go, aggression underpass. Hoping to catch the flanker, and there is a chance here for AZ if he continues to push forward. Because there's a similar situation on Kaish. Oh, the flash. Clever stuff for...
AZ can't see that from that position. It bounces behind him almost, but just enough that he gets flashed. That is going to be frustrating, because that was a very, very good idea.
I like the aggression like that. Get into underpass, keep going. Config was doing it earlier. AZ tried to make it work. Didn't pan out this time around. And now, once again, SK Gaming ready to go right through the window and try and set up that three-way attack on the A site. Bomb is rotating back to T-spawn as well. But Magus just pushed aggressive into pit. And so is he going to get the key frag here that will put a stop to this? Fallen carrying that bomb, making sure that the aggression isn't possible.
But again, as with all these A attacks for SK, they almost always seem to revolve around getting Phelps into the window at some point. So really, they should be ready for it. Config certainly had the angle, but Fur gonna land a headshot regardless. Now 3 versus 5. Cajun, they actually don't have any grenades to smoke, but they just put them in, but they don't have anything else, so he's just going to be pushing right through, looking for the shot. He misses that one with a back turn. He's going to go for it this time, and Magus gets the kill on Fallen. That's the bomb drop. Then 29 seconds here. Somehow, North are fighting their way back from a 3-on-5 position. MSL isolating Cold in the corner, but he can't get the kill just yet. Still 20 seconds. They got to win this fight against Magus, pick up the bomb and go and plant it. It's not easy.
Taco's got a flash. Can they get the flash in? There's no time. They have to run. Cold will find the kill on Cage, and this puts all the pressure on Magus, who realizes now that the bomb is gone, and he's going to take the fight and lose. Taco with the headshot, and SK Gaming posting another round. And another A-site hit. That Fallen is so funny. It's so straightforward. Like Cash, similar situation where they went like 8, 9 rounds in a row towards A, swapped back over to B. Pretty much the identical sort of scenario that we're seeing here on Mirage as well. Nothing but A hits.
I'm really surprised that North did not win that round. At the time that was left, anything could have gone bad. It's impressive that they managed to take out Cajun and just go for that first with 17 seconds left. Phelps crouching in and looking for an angle on AZ. That Molotov going to make his life very tough. AZ trying to get out, but might as well have committed to the fight at that point in time.
One step after another.
Oh.
Yeah, MSL's got a chance. Oh, they're covering the corner, though. He will get the smoke down, but there's another incendiary and another HE nade, and he's just toasted. Fallen roasts the opponent's in-game leader. And this is actually going to influence SK Gaming. Seems like they want to start heading over towards that B side. It certainly helps that Phelps is working into kitchen. Taco takes down Magus Kane, and there's Config. Phelps with the flank is gone. But because of that kill from Taco on Magus, now they're just going to rotate back over towards A. Quick thinking here from SK Gaming. Very quick reactions based off the information gained.
I mean, there's no reason for them to fight Config. That would be lunacy. Maybe they could go and try and hunt for him now on some of their players. I mean, only really, Phelps is already down. He's the one with the money, so maybe Fur could go for the attack. But I think everyone else should just lay back and let him stay alive. It's sort of dangerous to throw away too many guns here. And Config, not exactly known for his great AWPing, but he's doing a reasonable job right now. 3rd kill coming in there on Fur.
Oh, there's the pick.
Come on.
That would have been the craziest thing I think we've ever seen in CSGO.
Fallen got the angle here, but oh, his leg is showing, and Config gonna be able to take him down. Thought he was holding a bit further back, so quad kill for Config, even as they lose the round. If he had seen a pixel, maybe could have been the ace. Regardless, they end up losing it. I think SK just gave away too many rifles in that fight. Not really worth it, I reckon.
But at the same time, this is going to be the timeout for North. At the same time, North, they're in a double eco scenario now. They haven't got any money. And so it's going to be, what, if they really want to push this, the Kevlar, pistol, force buy into it and count on Config being the hero with the AWP, or you hand it over to Cajun B and see if Cajun can get something done with it. Cajun has been effective with the AWP over on the A site from CT. But this is what's going on through MSL's head right now. What is the serious option? Because North, this entire first half, they've got 4 rounds on the board, but it's been one hell of a struggle, and it's been so difficult for them to get enough money to be able to land on their feet.
Yeah, they strung 4 rounds in a row, in fact, so you think you could just do that again, but it's not like they're not getting the kills or anything, but Fur and Phelps are just playing really well, and I still worry about this window control for North side. Yeah. It's not that they aren't holding the window, it's just that every single time it seems SK, whenever they go for any kind of mid play, they get that control eventually.
That is what's fun about it. I mean, it's surprising to see them in this dire strait because 3 rounds in a row, they had 3 players survive. They really needed that one round where they would have 4 or just the hard counter with 5. Rugga looking concerned.
Should be. This is SK getting dangerously close to making it to the grand finals against the Virtus Pro. Again, what a matchup that would be.
The Dane Slayers here. VP have already taken down Astralis if you're just tuning in the first semifinal that happened earlier today. 2-1, 2-16-3, well, no, 16-3, 16-4, where the VP map wins. So when VP showed up, I mean, the plow just ran that Audi off the road. Did you see that Photoshop? It's pretty good.
It is not bad. 12 rounds here. The timeout just about gone. So maybe MSL has come up with something. I doubt it's going to be a big play for this particular round, but I think Config should hold on to the AWP. He did a good job, and he's also the only one with armor, so in case he gets the aim punched, better just for him to hold on to it. Oh, I think he wanted to actually jump down, but he sort of fell off the ledge. Now he's just creeping right at the edge of the smoke. Config. Has he got the angle on Phelps? It's so close.
Someone call Kenny. He needs to teach Config how to make that jump.
Oh, but now they're going straight onto the B-bomb site. MSL down and out, and Config gets dropped. And I think Phelps knew exactly what was happening because he heard the unscope from Config there, right next to him. So Phelps probably just hiding in the smoke and waiting for him to show up. Now Fur looking for some eco-frags and also trying to make sure that they can't save the AWP, which doesn't seem like it's going to be likely here. Making every angle, at least he gets a kill, but ultimately just SK rolling over the Danish side here, making it 8-4 in their favor. They're doing a terrific job.
Yeah, this is just remarkable stuff from SK. I thought that we would see a little bit more of a fight from North, but it's so difficult for your team to get your head back in the game. We saw it exactly that with Na'Vi yesterday. Obviously, triple overtime is a bit more of a stretch. But when you go the distance, the losing team, I mean, it's true resilience if you're able to get back in and get your game plan going, because right now we're just seeing SK Gaming rolling all over North. Phelps with the initial pick on Cajun B.
And you can tell a Cajun walked right into a flash, and there's an interesting approach there for Fur.
Questionable.
MSL certainly getting that kill. So back in a 4-on-4. But again, Fur is just an incredibly aggressive player in some of these scenarios, so probably the rest of his team is just going to shrug and say, yeah, well, that happens sometimes. AZ does, I think, spot out Phelps a bit, so this could be a good kill if he can actually just make it out back to Catwalk. MSL slightly trapped in the corner. The timing is perfect for AZ, and he's going to flash behind him, making sure no one can follow. That's good game sense for AZ.
Yeah, solid work so far. Taco still here to take point. AZ is going to go for the jump peek. Excellent, gets the information. That's going to force Taco forward, right into the trap. MSL not overcommitted. Yes, finally he takes the peek. And because of the Molotov, I don't think Fallen was able to return the shot. Now they're just all over the place, North. This is a disaster for SK Gaming. What a shot from MSL, rather from Fallen onto MSL. That just ends him. And it's a 1v3, 39 seconds left. Still some time here for Fallen to make the play.
As long as they don't peek him, how can he get the bomb plan? That's all they have to remember right now. Don't make that elementary mistake. He's going to tap it once, just trying to bait someone into the shot with 25 seconds. Again, they know exactly where he is, and it's close range. He's going to go down to AC. A good round here for the newcomer to the team. 5-8. But they do finally pick it up. And I mean, if they can go 8-7, this is still sort of within the realm of possibility, I would say.
Now, interesting. The force buy coming in from SK Gaming, and is it going to be more of the same 1-3-1 sort of approach here from SK Gaming, or are we going to see some more aggression over towards A? It looks like that's going to be the case. 3 players setting up for a default smoke execute very early on here. Bomb and pit as well. 2 players, excuse me, with the end goal being underpass to connector. Does it work out though? Now Config going to drop off. Gets back into window, but he had a chance to stop one of the flanks coming in here from SK Gaming.
He might be able to spot them anyway. A bit of a jump there.
I think his gun stopped him.
Oh, there's the spray coming in. This time they deny Phelps and Config. No real reason to keep fighting. If you get shot in the face, that A-bomb side is going to be very vulnerable. Jumping and shooting, and Config taking down for Cajun with the kill on Fallen. Playing whack-a-mole over at the middle of the map. It's Cold Sierra now, very low on health, but at least with the double kill. Taco with the deagle, hoping they fight him. Cold Sierra, not a chance, not this time. The spray is in, but just too many people on the other side. And it will be North picking up the 6th round. Bit of an edgy force coming in from SK in this round. Now they don't have a lot.
No, now it is going to be the Force, really. Like, we've got pistols, Fallen, can get Kevlar. He kept getting wallbang shot. I mean, it's like Fur was hitting shots. He was just putting them through the wall.
You've got to give them this. Brazilian Counter-Strike just is incredibly entertaining, isn't it?
Why not?
4 Tech-9s, the 1 UMP, but quite a few Molotovs. So maybe there's a chance here. They've left Taco on the one side, Phelps at top mid, and 3 over by B. If they rush, if they get the right smoke down to block off AC on Catwalk, and they just isolate MSL, this round can work.
Certainly. Especially with the Tech-9s. Just the run and gun. MSL is going to have to hit every bullet if he wants to stay alive, because AZ's all the way in ladder room, so his support is nowhere. He falls back. That's the wise decision, just trying to stay alive as long as possible at this point, but they're just chasing him relentlessly. Down to 60 HP, and Phelps and Fallen both finding kills. That's AZ gone. That opens up short.
No way for AC and MSL to help each other out. They were just so far apart, so now it's going to be a pretty tough retake here, especially as Phelps take down Config. They're just running all over the place here at the 15th round. SK know they've got it. Megis goes down, and Cajun hiding. AWP gonna get that close shot on Fallen, but not that it really matters. They're just gonna run him over in the end of that round. Cold Zero picking up, I think, a triple there. 15 kills on him, 16 on Phelps, and the first half finishes 9-6 in favor of SK Gaming. Such a strong team.
Same exact first half scoreline that we had from SK Gaming on Cash as well. They came out ahead 9-6. But now we have to see. I mean, North are going to be swapping over to that T side. And so we get to see, are they going to be capable here? Is MSL going to have the game plan in mind? Because North certainly struggled on T side Cash. It really wasn't working for them. We saw some of that vintage SK, the wall being put up.
I hope someone on Twitter or somewhere else or just anyone watching is keeping an eye roughly on how many rounds that boost into window worked out for SK. Obviously, the most tricky one, I think, was the one where they put, I can't remember, his Fur Cold Zero first, and then Phelps followed up and still won the round, but obviously that works very well for the SK side. And again, it's something that North could have been aware of if they'd watched the Na'Vi game, which I'm sure they did in some way, but maybe they still didn't have enough preparation sort of ready to stop that kind of play. 9-6 here. Gotta win the pistol if you're on the North side. And they have a few smokes to try and do that with.
They do. The utility. This plays to MSL's strengths. AZ is going to be taking the hit alongside him, and he's got an HE as well, AZ. Instead of going for the P250 the way MSL has already, the first smoke going out, all of the utility being used, in fact. MSL with the single flash, and AZ still holding the HE, and there's Taco, and he gets the headshot on Megas, who's holding the angle. Taco drops the bomb as well. Now here's a problem for North. How do you get back into this fight?
You don't. This is ridiculous. Config getting caught jumping over. Phelps doing the damage here, but it's the fact that the bomb is down that way. Config back out. He's angry, taking down Phelps. You could tell that he was just pissed at that point in time. Now MSL very low on health. Config even lower at the moment. And again, they're controlling the bomb here. MSL trying to shoot him in the back, and finally Taco goes down, but it's just too much of an ask here. MSL, 30 health. And in a 1v2, he's looking for the headshot. Actually, I think they're giving up too much. Wait and group up with your SK.
Yes.
Even if he gets the bomb plant down, that doesn't matter. Just make sure you can win the round.
I can't believe that Cold is persisting in this fight. He eventually gets the kill on MSL. And MSL was looking for the win there. He could have backed off to the side and tried to get that bomb plant, but the problem is MSL doesn't know where the second man is.
You must feel so defeated at that point in time if you're North. You know, you've got all these grenades faking it out on the other side. You're so ready to sell that whole idea. And then Taco goes in, headshots 2 people, and finds the bomb.
Well, are they good? How is this going to work out for MSL? They're 0-4 with pistol rounds so far, North, on these maps. And so they went 30 rounds without winning a single pistol on the first map. Are they going to be able to make it this close in the second one here? 10-6, SK Gaming in the lead.
That was a headshot and a half for AZ. Through the flames and everything. All the UMPs, and again, almost all against the Deagles, just Magisk. Config trying to see if he could sneak in. They need one of these rounds here, and could have been almost the perfect timing there as they were sort of jumping up. He does some damage to Fur, at least.
Patience. That's the key here for SK. There you go, the flash setup. 1-2 combo. MSL. Well, he's working his way out from Palace, and Phelps is starting to wake up here. 2 kills for him. in this anti-eco. No fear from him. That's definitely what we expect to see. But he's at 19 kills, leading the way.
Giving a bit over to Fur as well. But yeah, that was just a good job. Slowing it down after the initial engagement, not giving much of a chance there. Even in this game, when Fur is not the top fragger and not the main sort of force here, he's still doing just really well. His stats again, I think Lerp has found some of them, but they're gonna be outrageous for the end of this tournament. There's no doubt about it. North, no bomb plant, so just gonna be taking a slow round here. Deagle on AZ, and that's more or less it. Oh, grenade right down into the underpass. Look at the damage output there, and there's a follow-up. 2 for 1 for Cold Zero. That's the airstrike Cajun and MSL out of the round. And now, are they gonna fight him? They don't really have to. He's got the Deagle, but they don't care. Fur with the triple. We're just talking about him not being on top of the scoreboard, but that nearly does it for him. 12-6.
Well, again, the group and run from North. And so this is really just a pattern filling out, but it is going to be the double AWP here for SK Gaming. They're willing to just fully commit to it. No, really, hesitation coming in. We've seen it in the past from SK Gaming where Fallen doesn't necessarily want to go for the AWP. Cold doesn't mind it, but I mean, for them to go right to it, it's the same approach that we saw on Cash. They went straight for the double AWP, SK Gaming, right from the get-go. Look at this aggression and underpass as well. AZ is being very patient about this. Are they going to commit to it?
He's got the right idea. He's going to spot them out. He wasn't really expecting the 2 players there. He's got a bit of backup, and actually they're just going to keep going. The grenade somehow not hitting. Meg is getting the quick double kill there, taking out Fur and Phelps. So that part of the aggression is cancelable. Look at the health on AC and Megis. It could have gone either way, it seemed.
Especially if that grenade had actually connected. That would have been monstrous. Instead, now it's Taco who has to be the hero. Megis is very low, and so Taco has a real chance, and yes, he will get the job done. It's only a man advantage now for North, but they're already out on the A site. They've sacrificed this SK Gaming. Those smokes going down. Fallen not in position to put a stop to it. Bomb planted and ticking.
Massive advantage right now for North. Those 2 Molotovs should make any defuse attempt very nearly impossible. They are also in CT spawn with the config, so they know right now that no one's coming in from that angle. Wallbang attempt from Fallen. Doesn't connect. I don't really blame them for not going all in on this retake. If Fallen could have got that kill, and maybe they would have tried. He's really hoping for it, but so far he hasn't tagged up Cajun. Yeah, I think there's a very reasonable approach here for SK Gaming. What if they could have got that kill and made it the 3-on-3? That would have maybe been worth it, but the second they realize it's not really an option, they just escape.
Yeah, especially when you have 3 players with 5,000 each in the bank, so back off, save your guns. Taco, this isn't even worth it to go for the peak here. Just stay alive, exactly. Save the guns. As soon as you make the decision to save your rifles for the next round, you need to minimize risk and make sure that that's exactly what you're doing. And so we see the replay of the battle here. This is just Megis deciding to come in and actually, well, do AZ's work. Megis is going to look over at AZ and be like, see, look how easy it is. Why can't you do that?
It's a good job that they had the 2 players over there. Imagine if it just been AZ. Maybe would have been a really bad start. The first rifle round that they had there. They do make it out. And now let's try to see if they can get the mid control in. Obviously, a key part of playing this map, as we saw from SK Gaming, how much they got out of having the mid control round after round. They were also, it was not just the window, we keep mentioning that, but it was also the connector. They were so quick. At least a couple of rounds where Cold Zero is in that connector in the first 15 seconds of the round or something. It's really impressive.
In this case, they're leaving it all down to Phelps, covering the extremities with the AWPs, letting the rifle float around in mid here at the window. AZ has managed to maneuver his way up into connector though, so we have one of the keys in place here for MSL. He'll be looking for that rotate, or for somebody trying to peek mid for information.
Oh, easy.
Does he see the gun barrel? Does Fer see the gun barrel?
No, but I think if he takes a step back, AZ's going to see the shadow. That's the big problem. There's the shoulder peek in. Now they definitely know Flashbang is in. AZ can't see a single thing, but Fer pushing a bit too much. Luckily, they get the refrag on config, but Phelps getting shot in the back. He knew they were right behind him. He sort of had almost no choice then. 4-on-3, and the jump into window with the bomb. MSL, that's so dangerous. If Taco takes him down in the window right now with 30 seconds left, Falling gets a headshot on AZ. Where's the bomb plant? Finally, they try and make it out, but now Taco's gonna show up. He just sees MSL. The timing in this round is almost unbelievable. 22 seconds, and Taco's gonna sneak the kill on the bomb carrier. Turning around, Taco hits another shot, and now Meg is getting 1-on-3. Taco comes in with the triple. 14 rounds for SK. He steals it from the Danish team. What a hero play.
So sick. You can see it all just panning out as well. He saw the nade go through. He knew there was a second man through connector. He had the information, and then the third man, Magus, just steps right into his crosshairs. Taco with the huge round win, which is going to rock North. Look at Root North. This is what they can afford. 3 rifles, 2 Tech 9s. Not the best buy by any stretch. And in the meantime, SK Gaming, they've held on to both AWPs, and Phelps, this time around, the spray is effective. Drops Cajun and AZ both down to half HP.
AZ down to 0 HP with Fallen getting that shot in. Cajun does at least get the refrag for. He's gonna get grenaded. No chance at all. That's a nice peek for Magisk. Taking some revenge on Phelps, who was covering the window. There's some tiny amount of justice in that. Taco and Cold Zero are left in this much more aggressive round from North. I think they may be starting to realize we're gonna have to really play 100% to make this work. Just all in at this point. I'm still so confused by the fact that they put MSL alone with the bomb and window in that last round. That's some real madness.
And while patience, again, SK, all they can really hope to do here is hold on to the guns. They don't really have the money for a full buy behind this either. So there will be a question. There will be a bit of a question here for Fallen to make. Do they fully commit to the buy or not? Taco could drop 2 rifles if he actually holds on to this one, so it should be able to get a buy out of it, but it's going to be a skimpy one. Just needs to stay alive at this point, not overcommit. Taco again! Yeah. At that point, you really do deserve to just get your head taken off. Why are you going out there showing yourself when you just need to save your gun?
They would have, you're right, I'm sure they would have fought if they had saved that one, but...
Yeah, they would have had 3 rifles.
Now we actually see a tactical timeout coming in from SK Gaming. They are 5 rounds ahead here, so they're still obviously in the lead to win not just this map, but the whole semifinals. And this is very, very interesting. North, the last couple of rounds for them have not been too bad. I still think even the run that they just lost before this one, they could have won it. If MSL hadn't gone in the window like that, I think it would have been a pretty good chance that they could have won that round.
Well, it's right on the edge. 5 rounds, though, is still a lot of work for North to do. Okay. I see how they work, SK Gaming. Well, you guys will see in a minute as well, but this is kind of impressive. Let's see. Right now, I mean, when it comes down to Rugga, like, what are you saying to MSL at this point? Because basically, that's what we heard from the desk. I believe it was actually Alex who went ahead and spoke with MSL saying, you know, is Rugga involved with the calls? MSL responded, no, I'm responsible for the calls. Rugga is there much more to keep the spirits up of the team. I mean, Rugga, I do know for a fact that Rugga is very much involved with the preparation. When it comes to analyzing their opponents, when it comes to analyzing their own game, Rugga has a say. But when it's live in the match, MSL is still in the driver's seat.
Yeah, just for how long Rugga's been around the Danish Counter-Strike, I think he's also got just the personality and the authority to maybe try and calm the team down a bit. I don't think it's every team that needs that, but certainly a lot of the Danish teams especially seem to be a bit uneasy sometimes and maybe do need that person.
Well, think about the age, the average age for these Danish teams. Yeah. There's no Taz or Pasha or Neo. All these guys are like 20 years old, if that.
Taco alone on A very early on. If they go for a quick execute here, they could catch him entirely alone. Fallen won't even have a chance to get back with the AWP, so how quick is it going to be? 1 minute and 35 seconds here. And there's the first grenade. It's already being let go off. Now Taco's going to call it in and say, I am in deep trouble. I need help, but the smoke is going to be up to block off Fallen, so it'll be a freak occurrence if he can get the shot in right now. Taco, perfect flashbang, comes out with a quick double kill. That is worth its weight in gold. He might have just poured his team this round. North, how do they not get a better situation out of that?
What's dire here is that they're at risk of getting reset, North. And that money, they just don't have anything to fall back on, and so it is of the utmost importance that they lock this round down, that they survive. But Taco giving a clinic in how to control your spray, your burst, to be patient instead of just spraying and praying.
Look at Fur. This is what they're waiting for, SK. They're getting the comms in now. A bit of noise is being made. Fallen takes that kill. He jumps, gets headshot by Config, but the big play still is going to come in from Fur any second now. They got no idea, and you can see the spray coming in. Magus going down, and that's the retake. No issue at all. 14 rounds here for SK. 2 rounds away from making the grand finals. And a lot of it, that combination, Fallen realizing, okay, I can't help you with the rifle. I'm going to throw this flashbang, and boom, that's it. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at this. He gets the first kill, and instead of just holding down the spray, takes his time, realigns. That's how it's done. You have like the two That is one way to do it. Or you have the Magus way, right? Where you're just a god at spray control, and you can carry it over and make it look easy. But that's how you do it, Taco. That was sick. Very clean work from him.
Double ult. Very flashed in the underpass, and somehow they still managed to trade that. Magus will finally take care of Phelps, but that was not exactly great. And Fallen, I have no idea how he missed that shot, but he did. Cajun will take him down. And North, the last fight in them still. Taco and Cold, and Taco holding down in shadow. He should be going down. Once you get the first kill there, you really can't do anything.
I don't know, Anders. This is getting a bit out of hand. Is there a way off this roller coaster? Cold going into the murder hole.
Yeah, he wanted to get out of the wild ride as well.
I mean, 5,000 on Phelps, 5 on Fur.
Don't do it.
You can't really force back into this, though. You can't turn it into the 1v1. I mean, really, it's just been back and forth for the past, what, 6 rounds?
Yeah.
Just to trades. And finally, that situation is going to favor the T side. It costs less money for them to get fully equipped. And so if you're constantly trading, North have the advantage there. SK Gaming finally tap out and say enough is enough. Pistol round for them, with Fur having a little bit more money, so he goes for the UMP Kevlar.
Yeah, and you forgot to appreciate this for North. They're set up all over the place, just making sure no one from SK can sneak in, which, again, they've had to deal with that a couple of times, so there's no reason not to play it safe for the first part of this round. The bomb just in the middle, so they could go either way. They don't have to make up their mind just yet.
They elect to go towards the B side, though. It's been a pretty boring time over there.
Yeah, but I would also say, if you know you're playing up against pistols, that's one of the sites in which you can very easily get sort of bogged down. People run into each other, one flashbang, and that's it.
It's the CZ under window that's the real threat, right?
MSL's playing very close. Try to be flashed in, but now, as they come up for connector, the pressure on that ramp is going to get even worse. Suddenly they'll be sandwiched in. MSL does go down, so that gives up the one rifle. Cold, close with the Deagle. They try and flash him out. He gets one headshot, and finally the refrag is in. AZ gets 2 before he goes down, but 2 on 3. 35 seconds, and coming in from Catwalk as well is Phelps. Long range with the Deagle. Can they get the kill on him? They will be able to. That was Cajun taking him out. Fur out in the open, sprays and hits the headshot. That leaves Config in a 1v2. SK Gaming with nearly nothing. They make it work. Fur picking up a triple kill. And again, he's at the top of the scoreboard with 22 kills.
Fur, yeah, and you can hear the Brazilian cheering squad. This is what it's all about. Just SK relies so heavily on Fur and his aggression, him being confident enough to make these kinds of plays. It's the core of his game style, is to just take the fight to his opponents. And look, it doesn't get any neater than that. Fur with the double spray through the smoke.
Unbelievable. North, what could they possibly do? Phelps has gone down, sure, but it's a 2-on-4, and Cold Sierra will pick up the kill. One more kill, and they're in the grand finals. Config takes the head off Fallen, then Fur. That's such a great transfer, but he's still in a 1-on-2 with a lot of work ahead of him. Trying to see if he can make the transfer onto the site. He certainly picked up the bomb, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen, 16-9, and we've got SK versus Virtus Pro in the grand finals here of DreamHack Masters Las Vegas. It'll be the Poles playing the Brazilians. Amazing game coming out of SK here.
Incredible, Anders. This core on SK has to be one of the most impressive rosters to play any competitive game. How is it that they are so good? They make it to the semifinals of the major with a stand-in in Fox. They change the roster, finally bring Phelps into the mix. Couple weeks later, make the semifinals again, and now they're in the grand finals. Unbelievable. This team is so good.
Very, very impressive. You've just got to give it up. And more than anything now, this is what I will be looking for. How much longer can Fur keep doing this? Because he has been just an unreal force on this team. And Virtus Pro, if they can shut him down somehow, if they can find a way to counter that aggression, then things will get interesting. But if Fur continues at this level, that grand finals could be, yeah, I mean, on par, I think, on the level of the major grand finals. That's what we're aiming for here. Even with Astralis out of it, I think Virtus Pro are going to have to fight real hard to take care of this Brazilian side.
At this point, you just really have to bet on Fur. You have to bet on him maintaining that level. It's been through and through, so consistent. I mean, in the playoffs at least, what we saw in the quarterfinals yesterday versus Na'Vi, I hope they did buy him that round, like you said, because he definitely deserved it. He was the main reason why they were still in that fight, and we see it here in the semifinals again. Usually it's all eyes on Cold. It's all eyes on Fallen. Those are the two star players, really, that stood out on HLTV. They made top 2 last year. And so Fer kind of had to take a step back, fade away from the limelight when Cold joined the roster. He had to relearn how to play the game. Now, all of a sudden, he's the one leading the charge again.
Well, someone who also definitely helped out was Taco. You saw that, especially that double kill from that A-bomb side at the end. And he's down on the stage right now, ready for an interview. So please, let's hear what Sue has to say.
Thank you very much, Anders. Congratulations, Taco. You guys are headed into the Grand Finals. The last time that SK was in the Grand Finals was actually at IEM Oakland when you still had FNX. What does it mean to you and the team to make it to the Grand Finals with your first LAN playing with Phelps?
I have no words. I'm really happy. I'm really proud of my team. Phelps deserved this title. I think we're gonna play with our hearts to bring the trophy home. Actually, we're gonna play to Fox as well, so I'm really happy right now.
Well, of course, this was a 2-0, but that first map, which was your choice on Cash, despite winning both pistols, it felt like a very, very close game.
It was a really good game for us, actually. We played really well, but as team, we lost many situations that we should have not lost. Many clutch, many situations, many 2 versus 2 rounds that we got the advantage. So Cash was close, but I think not that close. We played better.
Well, of course, in the Grand Finals, you will now be facing Virtus Pro, who you played at the E-League Major semifinal. Although it was a 2-0 loss, it was a very, very close loss, 14-16, 17-19. So facing them again with Phelps, are you confident that you can beat them?
Yeah, of course. I'm always confident. I really believe my team. Papa, I'm come to you, and I'm representing Papa's London Academy. So they are legends. I respect a lot VP, but this time I think we're gonna win, and we deserve.
Sounds good. Congratulations, Taco. Best of luck. And with that, our Grand Finals match is set. It will be SK versus Virtus Pro.
I do love the characters we have within the Counter-Strike scene, and some of them are here joining me to go ahead and understand this one. Duncan Thorin Shields, Jason Moses O'Toole, and YNK. Gentlemen, London School. London Academy, excuse me.
I just want to point out it's great that we have different players from teams actually giving interviews.
It's great, isn't it?
It's not always Fallen from SK, it's not always Taz from VP, so good stuff.
Yeah, getting to hear a bit of Snacks as well. Neo in the interview with Parler.
Snacks
awesome.
can talk.
Yeah, I know. This is a whole new revelation for us. Either way, it's happened. SK have managed to get to the Grand Finals undefeated in DreamHack Masters. It's kind of absurd. Not the same case for their opponents, but we'll get to that later. First, we have to go ahead and break down the semi-final, or at least this second map. I'm looking at who I want to start with. I think I'll look at you, Jason. We'll start in that center, and you can maybe elaborate upon SK's success here. It's seemed to be a rather, again, open and shut case.
Yeah, I mean, this was very dominant. It was, I mean, it's the standard with Mirage. It's actually pretty incredible that it was just easy mid control for them again. I mean, this is also like a tendency with Danish Counter-Strike. One of the big things that, like, you know, Astralis formerly, and even when they were TSM did, they were really one of the first teams who showed that you could. A lot of teams always battle for mid control, and they really were the first guys to kind of show that you could make it very passive and give that mid control up and just contain them in mid. And you could see that was the same kind of style that North tried to execute here, and it didn't really work. I mean, this was something where SK ran out to a very good T-sided lead. I thought Phelps, again, I said it before this game, this is the map where he looks like he's most comfortable within what SK wants to do, and he shows it again. It's perfect for his style to play this map. He gets aggressive in that window room, and he's so impactful. And on top of that, one of the big keys as well, Fallen, who hasn't even been like that kind of top-level opera that we saw of him last year, he had free reign. I mean, Cajun didn't really out-op him. Cajun wasn't a huge challenge for him whatsoever, so I thought that SK just put together a very, very nice game.
Yanko, something I'm struggling to comprehend is returning to your point you made in the pre-match, where you stated that MSL, you don't like his understanding of Cash, and yet we find the score going much closer for North on Cash than it did Mirage.
I mean, it was a matter of, in my talks, it was an exchange of tweets where I said, like, I like Cash because you can do a lot of things on the map. It's an active map. And he said, no, actually, like, if you lose mid control, there's nothing you can do. You're wrecked, and, you know, which I don't think it's true. So it was that type of a debate, right? So I think it's unfortunate that North lost all pistols in this best of 3, right? So they lose all 4 pistols, and as I mentioned, because of the way they approach their ecos, they don't force buy, it really gives a lot of room to their opponents to work with. Like North is forced to win 2 or maybe even 3 gun rounds in a row to get like a free round where they play just an anti-eco round.
Look at those pistol stats.
Yeah, and that's the key.
Kind of crazy, right?
Like even with losing any, they're still on 8-8. So that's actually one of the win conditions they had coming into this. You know, they were doing so well, they were getting those pistol rounds. Because as Janko says, they're one of the only teams that play what a few years ago would be flawless fundamental Counter-Strike, where if you lose the pistol, you do that save.
And the one small thing as well is, okay, if you're gonna go for that, not buy armor, you can't just spread around the map. Everyone plays their default position. You're just, okay, let's try and get a 1 or something like that. You need to plan those rounds out because it's very, very important, especially against SK, who buys 4 SMGs probably in those rounds, even 5. You need to find a way to get 1 or 2 kills, because if you don't do that, it's going to be a very, very high mountain for you to climb.
Also important. Just want to interject. We will be coming back to this, so do hold that point. Hold that thought. I want to make sure we don't keep Phelps, or excuse me, Fur. No, wait. Phelps. I had to work it out. It begins with F, and my brain is running on caffeine.
There's only 3 of them in that team then.
It was really made my brain work. Right, we won't keep them waiting any longer. It is the newest addition to SK, hanging out with Parla.
2, 1, now. Hi guys, I am joined by Fallen, and I feel very excited to announce Phelps is here also. Guys, congratulations on that victory.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Say something, Phelps.
So, again, you know, we have a translator. Hopefully this one is going to be...
This time is a real translator. Taco, you're the worst translator ever.
Yeah, and he will be translating for Phelps. But Phelps, how are you feeling?
We're feeling great. Another first finals with Phelps. And
I asked Phelps how he's feeling, and you've completely stolen the show from him, David. It's fine, though.
Worst translator again. Second edition. So, Phelps, como é que você está sentindo?
Não sei muito descrever, mas acho que feliz, confiante e acho que eu não sei como dizer como eu tô me sentindo. Acho que basicamente certa esperança de todo o trabalho que a gente fez desde dessas 2 semanas, desde que a gente começou a treinar, que foi pouco tempo. Então acho que todo o trabalho que a gente fez essas 2 semanas tá sendo feito aqui agora no campeonato.
So I don't remember what he said.
It's your time!
No, I'm kidding. He said that he doesn't know how to express himself in a good way. I think he's very emotional right now, but he's very happy and very glad that all the work we put in the practice, it went out and we're showing this in the tournament. So he's very excited, but he doesn't know how to show the expressions too much.
How is it for Phelps to be part of the SK family? You know, it's been kind of a long time coming. Of course, the departure of FNX, it was rumoured for a long time that he was going to join, and of course it did end up happening. So how is it now for him to be part of the team and for you guys to have him as a teammate?
I think he's going better than we expected. We knew that we could have some problems with Phelps related to the way he was on previous teams, but he's adapting on everything we need. And we want so much options having Phelps on our team because he's very talented and he does some things that other players can't do. So we're trying to use this the best we can because this is a strength that can match for us.
All right, and Phelps, are you enjoying being part of the team? How is it going for you from your perspective?
Como é que tá sendo para você ser, da sua perspectiva, estar no time desse cara?
Aprendizado e eu acho que eu tô aprendendo muito. Como eu disse ontem, eu tava aprendendo a jogar em time, tô aprendendo a jogar em time. E cada dia eu tô mais confiante, eu tô me soltando, tô fazendo o que eu sei de fazer melhor, tô entrando nas smokes, não tô tendo medo e acho que tá... Eu acho, meu time me deu muita confiança para fazer isso e eu tô me soltando cada vez mais.
He said that he's learning how to play as a team. I think he felt a big difference from the previous team he was in to play with us. And he also said that he's getting more and more confident and that he feels that we trust in his plays and he's more and more open to do what he thinks is going to work.
All right, well, final thing then for you, Fallen. Your opponent in the final is going to be Virtus Pro. How confident are you guys for that matchup? Can you give me a bit of your thoughts on that?
It's going to be the first time we play Virtus Pro for a final, so I think this is quite special just for the fact we're going to play them. And I mean, they're in good shape. They're playing super well. They beat Astralis convincingly, 2 maps, pretty stomped. So it's an enemy that we have been playing for quite a long time. In the beginning, we lost for them, then we started winning a couple matches, then we started losing again. So I think this one's going to be special because it's a final, so let's go all in on that.
All right, well, there we go, everybody. Phelps, how do you rate the translation from Gabriel?
Como é que foi minha tradução? 10? Nota pra introdução.
Perfeita, cara. Pelo menos você tá lembrando o que eu tô falando.
It's perfect. At least I remember what he said.
There we go, everybody. Do not go anywhere. Let's head back to the desk and then Sorry?
Brazilian. Galera, tamo junto, valeu pela torcida. Vamos buscar esse título aí pra nós aqui do time da SK e pra todo mundo do nosso país, que merece muito, muita alegria. Valeu, galera.
There we go. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll head back to the desk.
Fallen always there catering to his mass of Brazilian fans, and they're going to have a lot to cheer for as they not only are here in the Grand Garden Arena. I met a couple on my way. Okay. Have I done?
So he's a bit like Anders in that sense.
Paranoid.
It's a bit like Anders. He's always catering to his mass.
God damn it.
Of Danish fans. Of Danishes.
I was trying to finish my thought. I am
mate.
paranoid that you're right.
No.
I'm like, what have I said? I've said some horrible innuendo.
It's that drug of Danish Counter-Strike making you paranoid.
What, I mean, yeah, goodbye Danes. Two Danish teams in the semi-finals and not a single progresses to that grand final.
It's not even going to be a Danish caster in the final.
There you go.
Just got rid of all of them.
Yanko, processing.
I got you, Alex.
Thank you.
Right.
It is tougher than weather.
Move along.
Put it back together.
I'll
Put it all
go
back
do
together
something,
again.
Alex. Don't worry about it. So it is a shame, as we said, that SK was winning both pistols because they got a lot of room to work with, but towards the end of the game, one of the rounds that unfortunately North did lose was an anti-eco round. So their approach is interesting in this round. I can see Fur is the only player who has a UMP and Kevlar. What I mind in rounds like these are that the players are really spread out around the map. You can see like only one player in apps, one player in A ramp. In my opinion, you should just group up together, use your utility to clear out the close corners here where the pistols are pretty dangerous. You can use the smokes if you want to clear out one side of the map so you don't fall into a crossfire. But you can see what North decides to do. They send the brunt of their attack towards connector, which is as well very close range. So all these positions here, corners, any of these is where you can pretty much get destroyed by a CZ, 5-7 or a Deagle. At this point, 45 seconds left, Fur just makes a judgment call, goes for the push. The problem with this is because they were so split, he gets the AK. Now the players coming out of connector need to worry about CT, ramp as well, and you will see also after the exchange of frags, I mean, Config will get the kill on Fallen, but even after that, they're in a tough situation. Cold Zero gets a kill and a tag. Phelps from Catwalk gets an extra kill. You can see how they're torn, basically, the North players. They are unsure where to look at, where to focus, and Fur gets an extra kill or two, and they basically lose out the round. So you feel that perhaps if SK if North actually did a better job in this round, they would have had a chance to perhaps mount a comeback, but this was just a very sloppily executed round, and they had to know that SK was low on money because of the way that the rounds were going back and forth the previous 4 or 5 rounds or so.
I think with that said, it does pose the question. I mean, is this one of those games, Jason, where you will look back and you'll see 1, 2, 3 exchanges that could have determined either Cash or perhaps even into Mirage?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, definitely on Cash, that's going to be the case. The issue is even that Cash win, to me, like the fact that there had to be so many clutches, yeah, any of them could have turned the tides of that, but the fact that there were so many, that, you know, North isn't going to win that many of them in a row. I mean, they came out way on top of clutch wins in that match. So, I mean, in the future, SK is going to win more than they did in that map. So that still doesn't feel that close to me, just because they had to win so many just to stay in it. So I mean, I thought this was very impressive out of SK, a level I didn't think they'd be able to hit at this tournament. And a very good win.
And we'll be turning our attention to SK in the grand final discussion, Duncan, but I think we do have to acknowledge once again another team departing DreamHack Masters. Just 2 remain of the initial 16. North being eliminated here. Another semi-final for them. Is this something that they think they will be satisfied with? Of course, it's always sweeter in the grand final, but
sure,
another semi.
Yeah, especially because I think one thing they showed us in this tournament is like the map pool is still pretty legit for them. That looks good. I don't think they're still 100% integrated AZ into the team. They got away with it for us in the tournament because Magic's played so good. Config had really key plays. You know, he didn't always have to get his numbers up. He just had big impact plays. And obviously, I mean, we've mentioned it already many times, MSL's level way higher than we normally expect. So these are all really positive signs going forwards. I think that shows us they've got potential for growth. Not quite there yet, though.
Yeah. Okay. Does that sound about right to you, Yanko? North? I mean, a team really to keep your eyes on. All CS fans, keep your eyes on them into the new year.
Absolutely. There's, you know, I am Katowice around the corner, but after that it's almost a month without a big tournament, so all these teams will have the time to implement that extra player or two into the system and polish their game.
Awesome. And from polishing your game to polishing your game, our grand final is up next. We have Virtus Pro. They're in a grand final versus SK for the first time. Fallen even educating us on that one. It is going to be Virtus Pro clashing versus SK in this very historic arena. You do not want to move a muscle because the grand final comes in just a moment.